Mercury and Malice. In a world of lies, love is the ultimate takeover, by Löwenstein. Chapter 2. The Bargain. The dive bar's neon sign flickered like a dying stock ticker, its cracked letters spelling "Happy Hour Forever" in a sickly pink glow. Rain slashed at the windows as Sophia hunched over a sticky table, her trench coat reeking of subway grime and her hair tucked under a Yankees cap. The bartender eyed her like she might bolt without paying for the bourbon she'd ordered. Twice. Let him think I'm broke, she thought, tracing the emerald pendant beneath her sweater. Let them all think it. Across the room, a man in a wrinkled Armani suit slammed his empty glass on the bar. I'm good for it, Tony. Charge it to Ashford Capital's tab. The bartender snorted. Your tab's thicker than a bankruptcy filing. Cash or get out. Sophia watched as the man fumbled through his pockets, tossing out lint, a Metro card, and a pawn ticket for a Rolex. His green eyes burned with a desperation she recognized, the kind that clawed at your ribs when the world thought you'd lost. Here. She slid a 20 across the bar, her voice flat. Leave him alone. The man turned, his gaze raking over her thrift store coat and scuffed boots. Charity? Tax write-off. She returned to her booth, but he followed, collapsing into the seat opposite her like a condemned man. Julian Ashford. He extended a hand, his knuckles bruised. Currently ranked Forbes most likely to live in a cardboard box. Sophia. She ignored his hand. Jilted ex of a hedge fund cockroach. Cheers. He barked a laugh, sharp and humorless. Ethan Cole's fiancé? Saw the Bloomberg alert. Cole Capital merges with Van Derlin Holdings in record engagement deal. Brutal. Sophia's grip tightened on her glass. What's your sob story? Insider trading? Ponzi scheme? Inheritance deadline? Julian flagged down the bartender for 2 more whiskeys. Grandfather's will says I marry by midnight tomorrow, or his $200 million trust dissolves. Turns out Julian Ashford, Wall Street prodigy, can't get a date in all of Manhattan. He knocked back the shot, his voice lowering. And after today's Wall Street Journal piece, even the gold diggers are fleeing. Sophia studied him. The aristocratic jawline, the once expensive shoes, the way his hands trembled slightly. Not a predator, a cornered animal. What's your offer? He leaned in, the scent of cedar aftershave cutting through the bar's stale beer stench. Marry me. 6 months. I get the trust. You get... He hesitated. I'll pay you $500,000. No money. His brow furrowed. What? She peeled the label off her bottle, her tone casual. I want a seat on your board. Full access to Ashford Capital's trading algorithms. Julian froze. Why? To gut Ethan Cole. Her smile was a blade. I'll even throw in a prenup. He stared at her, then burst into laughter. You're either insane or brilliant, and since I'm desperate... He pulled a crumpled contract from his jacket, smoothing it on the table. But we marry tonight. Lawyers need proof by dawn. Sophia scanned the document, her pulse quickening at phrases like non-disclosure and board privileges. She pointed to a clause. Add this. Partners retain autonomy over personal assets, Julian scribbled in the margin. You hiding a fortune under that Walmart coat? Yes, she deadpanned. I'm the lost Delacroix heiress. Now sign before I change my mind. He snorted but scrawled his name. Sophia followed, her true surname buried under 5 years of lies. The courthouse was a graveyard of bad decisions, its fluorescent lights buzzing over peeling linoleum. The justice of the peace blinked sleepily as they rattled off vows, her dentures clicking. Rings, she mumbled. Julian produced 2 vending machine bands, plastic gems glued to tin. Tiffany's was closed. Sophia slid hers on, the cheap metal cold against her skin. Charming. Outside, rain soaked them instantly. Julian shoved his hands in his pockets, shoulders hunched against the storm. My place is a work in progress. She followed him to a walk-up above a bodega, its stairs reeking of cat urine. The penthouse was a studio with a mattress on the floor and a hot plate. Chateau Ashford, he muttered, kicking a pile of Financial Times clippings. Temporary. Sophia tossed her bag onto a milk crate. Relax, this isn't a honeymoon. His phone buzzed, a reminder. Trust dispersal, 12 HRS, submit proof of marriage. We need photos, Julian grimaced. Grandfather's lawyers want evidence of mutual affection, dinner, dancing, maybe, a kiss. She gagged. Absolutely not. No kiss, no board seat. They glared, inches apart. Fine. Sophia grabbed his tie, yanking him into a collision of lips and teeth. His hands found her waist, calloused fingers pressing into her spine. The kiss was all heat and fury, whiskey and spite, until it wasn't. When they broke apart, Julian's voice was rough. That wasn't terrible. She wiped her mouth, her heart racing. Don't get used to it, he smirked, tossing her a key. Welcome to wedded bliss, partner. As he left to file the paperwork, Sophia unclasped her necklace, the emerald glowing in the dim light. On the floor, Julian's pawn ticket caught her eye. Rolex Daytona, $15,000. She texted her driver, buy a Rolex. Pawn shop on 8th, leave no trail. Outside, thunder cracked like a starting pistol.